Whether someone you love pisses you off or worse, violates your trust, we do something interesting. We forget. We forget the positive of them, and we form a gorilla glue type bond to the negative of them. It really is a defense mechanism. It's like this person is really, really close to my heart. I don't have the benefit of treating them like somebody from the office or somebody from my high school. Those people are on the outside of the ribcage. This person has close proximity to my heart where even a paper cut could make me bleed out and die. Oh yeah, we get real graphic. You see, our minds find it very difficult to process the duplicity of what's going on here. So what we do is we have to make them one or the other. We gotta make them good or bad. Like, how could somebody I love so much hurt me this bad? They gotta be bad. So we ignore how great of a parent they are, how funny they are, how nobody gives better back rubs. Nobody puts or thinks to put whipped cream and a marshmallow in your cocoa. You choose not to remember how he was the only one that was emotionally strong enough to be there with your father when he was in his final stages of Alzheimer's disease. And you cannot allow yourself to remember that she single-handedly is the best spades player in the world. When she says she got 5 books and a possible, you can best better believe she got 6 books and y'all probably gonna win. Listen, truth is, when we make somebody all bad, we leave a lot of good stuff on the table, stuff that they didn't forget. So if you're gonna argue, here's my point of all of this. Start with the good stuff. Let them know that you know who they are. You just hurt right now. You're hurt. You expected more. When you put down your weapon, they'll let down their guard. And now you can have a better conversation. If you like this video, please hit the like button or make a comment. Maybe you know of somebody that could benefit from this. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about that person right now. Well, share it with them. And if you know that this is the type of inspiration that you know you want to hear every day, see every day, subscribe to this channel, okay? And until tomorrow, have a remarkable day. Katie Bo here. Today I want to talk to you about a word called loyalty. I think we should be okay with redefining what loyalty looks like. Like, for instance, I'm a loyal person. I'm not, however, a person, like some people say, loyal to a fault. I reassess everything in my life, and I do it because I want to know what, if any, role this thing is going to play in my life moving forward. Yeah, we all want loyal people around us. And of course, we desire to be reliable and loyal. But I believe that we got to be okay with redefining what that loyalty looks like and to whom we pledge that loyalty. Sometimes, I hope you can hear me, there's nothing wrong with the situation you're in, the relationship you're in, or the job you're in. It's just outgrow stuff. And if you're intentional about growing and being better, that's going to happen. Hope you hear me. That situation is not bad. That person is not bad. And in many cases, they're not wrong. You just outgrew it. It's like wearing a size 8 shoe. If you keep growing, that's natural. You could legitimately grow to a size 10, maybe. But there's nothing wrong with the 8. You're just not there anymore. You feel me? Your old baby bottle. It was necessary as a child, but not so much as an adult, unless you like one of them weird bottle-sucking adults. But whatever. If that's you, everybody else, you got to reassess everything that you're loyal to. Real talk. So I know and you know who they were to you. And I know and you know who you were to them. You got to make the bold decision to see yourself in anyone or any situation that you've been loyal to for what it is, not for what you want it to be. Tell yourself the truth about it. Then you got to be brave enough to make the appropriate adjustments for where you are right now. That makes sense? I hope it does. If you like this video, hey, I do videos like this all the time. Subscribe to the page, and if you know somebody needs to hear this, make sure you share it with them, or even be great to hear a comment from you in the comment section. Until next time, have a remarkable day, and as always, man up. There is research to suggest that our brains are naturally predisposed to retain the bad memories more than we retain the good ones. Why is that? Well, it's a defense mechanism. It's what we do to protect ourselves. Like if a caveman forgot about his son's 3rd birthday party, 4th one's coming. But if he forgets that a saber-toothed tiger is in that cave, he could wake up dead. Let me tell you something. Most of us are really the same way. We live on defense. Like one awful experience, and we tend to memorialize that moment. Whatever we were doing, whoever we were, we make the decision to never be that person again. But oftentimes the problem was not that you were too nice or that you loved too much or that you allowed yourself to be played. You were just the right person that encountered the wrong person. You hear me? Stop punishing yourself. It was just the wrong person. Now, let me say this, though. If you played a part in it, maybe because you were too immature, stupidity, no matter how small it was, whatever it was, own your part. The magnitude that somebody else messed up should not make you go blind to your stuff. We all got stuff. And then conversely, they don't take ownership for issues that you had nothing to do with. Let me tell you something I hear often. I hear people say, I got trust issues. I got trust issues. Listen, if you trust anybody, then that's proof that your trust works just fine. Nothing wrong with your trust. It's the person you gave your trust to that has the issue. Don't lay claim to issues that are not yours. Okay? If you like this video, hit the like button or even make a comment. Maybe you know somebody that could benefit from it. Share it with them. And if this is the kind of inspiration that you want to hear every day, please subscribe to this channel. And until tomorrow, have a remarkable day.
I need everybody to know there ain't nothing like the Katie Bo Show. Oh, Katie Bo Show, for show, for show. Let go. The Katie Bo Show, for show, for show. Right here. The Katie Bo Show, for show, for show. Ooh. The Katie Bo Show, for show. Stick around, might just play your favorite song. It's that show you've been waiting on all day long. If an encouraging word is what you need, you can always count on KD. Never disappointed, right here is where you wanna be. We can talk about how to get and keep your man. That's tough. Breaking it all the way down so you understand. Brothers, he gon' help you too. Keeping it 100, he gon' tell the truth. So what you do with what you hear, it's all up to you. Oh, it's the Katie Bo Show. Oh, it's the Katie Bo Show. And I can guarantee you, he gon' say something you need to know. It's the Katie Bo Show. It's the Katie Bo Show.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Katie Bo Show, and in the studio with me, I ain't even gonna take time to do all the accolades and everything, because typically I really lay it on real thick for my guests. But this one right here, she jumps in before you even introduce her. That's what she does. She laughs in the midst of it all. Yolanda Adams. This one of the few females, really one of the few people that know where the bodies are buried, and probably like the only female that does. My good friend for, Janice, about 20 years or so?
At least.
Janice Anderson. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Almost called you another name. Ain't that crazy?
And that would have not been great.
That would not be great, but they would have never seen the light of day.
Never.
So, okay, we're going to jump right into it because I think that you are one of the most brilliant people that I know. And what I appreciate about you is that you know how to handle me. When I say handle, you know what I mean by handle. But you speak my language because I could be weird. You know, I could be complex. Visionaries often are. We're going to dig into a lot of that in the conversation. But real quick, give everybody a quick elevator pitch of who you are. Not a deep dive, because I know you be.
I'm Janice Anderson.
Okay, that's what we're doing? That's what we're doing?
No, honestly, I am a wife. I'm a mother of 3 amazing daughters, ages 22, 13, and 22 months. I do play too much.
That's crazy.
Very crazy. And I'm also the CEO of 2 companies. One, Moruwa Consulting, where we help visionary leaders like yourself build, brand, and expand their visions. And my most recent baby of the last 2 years, Significant Life, where we help Christian women of influence live, lead, and serve from an anchored place.
Yeah. So, you have, how long you been in the business?
Since 2007, full time.
All right. And you started out because I met you when you were at Streaming
Faith. That's right. That's Streaming Faith. Mm-hmm.
And then we, of course, worked together at House of Hope.
That's right.
Radio Travelers Rest at the time.
I was going to say
and then we started working together, and then you became my person
Yep.
that really was the brains of the organization. We just didn't want to say that. You didn't get a check for it. Still ain't getting a check for it. Ain't nothing retroactive. But when you started, what was the thing that made you say, I'm going to get into this space of strategy, this space of speaking leaders' language? You speak the language of the leader.
Thank you. No one ever said that before, and I appreciate you recognizing and honoring that. And what has happened, Katie, the reason why I started it is because so many leaders are misunderstood. And so many leaders that I know don't have a safe place to land. And because they're misunderstood and they don't have a safe place to land, I feel like I have a gift. And it's also a privilege to be that safe place and communicate exactly what needs to be communicated as it relates to their vision and their brand.
So I see leaders do with you what I do. It's like a man or a female, whoever, that a leader can be dumb around you. That's my word.
Okay.
They can be unintelligent around you. They can not know around you.
Yes.
What is it about you that makes people comfortable with just exposing the parts of themselves that really don't know what they're doing? They're called to something, but they don't really know the strategy of how to make it happen. And so even though they may do the thing where they front in front of everybody else, in front of you, they tell you the truth. You don't make them feel bad. I know this is what it was for me, but I've seen you do it for so many others, and I want to know what that element is that makes you like that.
That's my superpower, honestly, not even trying to be funny. That is the gift that I have. That's the thing. That is my secret sauce. I see who you are designed to be, and so I treat you that way, and I'm okay with the process of you getting there. And really what makes it easier is when we have a mutual respect. And a lot of times, Katie, when leaders start working with me, they don't know all of what I bring to the table. And so they're only respecting me at a certain level, a certain capacity. But I can see all their stuff, as you say. And I see it. And it's how I choose to handle it that really gives me the leeway and them the open way to say, you know what, I can be vulnerable. I can trust her. And then so I don't even know. It's like I do it naturally. I've been doing it for so long, but I look for those opportunities to say, I know, but it's okay.
Whoa, that's good. I know, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So let's dive into it a little bit more. So Moruwa Consulting does what?
So we help leaders like yourself take their vision and create an executable plan for carrying it out.
So a lot of people have ideas.
A lot of them.
A lot of people, like myself, we have the end result in mind. I want to build this. So what you do is you take them from the beginning of the concept, because you said this to me and I never forgot it. You can't control the end result.
Yep.
You can only control the steps that lead to the end result. You can control parts of the process that lead there. So what you do is you break down the big piece and make it into a bunch of small pieces. But there's a strategy for that.
It is. I mean, it's a strategic roadmap. So I look at it like this. Give me a vision, and I'll give you a roadmap to get there. Now, the thing is, it's not always very popular because, as you know, I like to say, not right now. So as a strategist, I know you think of it, but I like to see the whole picture. And some of the things that visionary leaders want to do right now really distract them from getting to where they want to go. And so in the work that I get to do, which is it's so fun, I create a roadmap that's going to get them there without silencing who they are. So how do we take who you are, Katie?
Without silencing who they are.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Because, a lot of times, for one, there's no cookie cutter approach. So I know you have a big personality. You like to be able to dream. You want to sprinkle in a little spontaneity. So how do I create a plan? How do I create a roadmap that makes space and room for you to be all of who you are and still get us to where we're going? Mm-hmm. And so that's the beauty of what I do. I mean, there are lots of strategists. I mean, strategists make things happen. They create a roadmap to get to where you are. But I like to do it without silencing, without dumbing down, without muting who you are. So how do we do that and you get to shine the way you shine?
Okay, so, sounds good. Mm-hmm. But there's something I feel like I'm still missing.
Okay,
and I don't know. You say it's your superpower. Mm-hmm. Is that a superpower that you can train? Because I'm going to tell you this. You are not one that will often tell me no. I'll be like, hey, I want to do X, Y, Z. You say, okay. And then you ask some questions, dig into it.
Yeah.
You won't say no. What you will say is, not now. Mm-hmm. You'll say, wait. But you rarely say no. And if I'm insistent on it, you'll say, all right, well, what are you going to take off your plate?
Yes.
To bring that on.
Yes.
Because we got a strategy here. So we only got but a few man hours. So not a few man hours, but we only have limited resources. So what are you going to do to take off of your plate to accommodate this? I want to talk about the importance of being specific in what you want. So you can want 12 things. And you can have 12 things. You just can't have 12 things right now.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Do you understand? People don't get the fact that I can't have it all. They feel like it's not faith.
Yeah,
I felt like it wasn't faith. But I can have it all. I can't have it all right now.
Because most people who struggle with that don't like to look at the whole picture. Yeah. They just only want to look at the piece that's right there or what I want right now. So we just like instant gratification. We want the limited perspective. So one of the great benefits a strategist brings to the table and I bring to the table is I have to see the whole picture. Even if we're not working on it all at the same time, I look at the whole picture, which is why I said, so tell me more. Every time you tell me something, okay, so tell me more about it. So tell me what you were thinking when you came up with that idea. Because then I can see where you're going and then I can make a roadmap and say, okay, you know what, we probably could do this without sacrificing a whole lot. And a lot of times people just don't do that. And visionary leaders, they're doing one or two things. They're way, way, way up here, 30,000 feet in the sky, not even concerned about the details and what it takes.
I don't think we're not discerning. Okay, I want to go back to that visionary leader. I want you to explain that. But as a visionary leader, it's not that I'm not concerned about the details. It's just that that's not my strength. My strength is what and why.
Yes.
I can see what needs to happen. I can see why it needs to happen. It's the how.
Yes.
It's that how. That's
and you have to make way for the how. But as long as you make way for the how. So a lot of times, I mean, a lot of times when I think of a leader, they don't like to get stuck in the weeds. And we don't need them to. We need them to see. We need them to be dreaming big, going beyond, seeing what's possible for the future, have a futuristic outlook on what's going on, and not to be stuck in the weeds. But please honor the weeds. Because the weeds are what get you to that vision. And so I have worked with several leaders who don't honor the weeds. You know how I know they don't honor the weeds? They got another idea and another idea and another idea. And it's not the idea that's the issue. It's the implementation of the idea. And so if you want us to implement that idea well, you have to consider the weeds. You got to just honor it at least. And so one of the things that makes it easy for us to work together is you do.
That's in the weeds.
Yes, and the people who are managing and navigating the weeds for you, and honor it, not minimize it, not dismiss it, not even get stuck there with them, but just honor it. So one of the things that I love, remember I told you this, Katie, it had to be probably 4 years ago. I said to you, Katie, every time I talk to you, I walk away with an assignment. But you're not, and you don't give me an assignment, but I hear you. So if you ask me, what's my superpower? I get to know the person that I'm coming alongside. I get to know their heart. I get to know what lights them up. I get to know what keeps them excited and what fuels them. And in order to get to know you, I got to listen to you. And I got to watch what you do when you talk.
Maybe that's what it is. Mm-hmm. You make a person feel seen. Mm-hmm. You make them feel seen, heard, and understood. So I think that's a skill.
Yes.
Superpower, you can call it, that's cool. You got it. But I think that must be a skill that can be developed to let a person feel heard, seen. Why you ain't never tell me no, though?
Because why would I tell you no? It was possible. You didn't tell me anything that wasn't possible. So it was possible. It's just, is it possible for right now? Or is it possible for later? So there's really no reason to say no.
You said a visionary leader. What other leaders are there?
Well, you got some leaders that are just managing someone else's vision. They're not really seeing ahead. They're just maintaining the vision that's already in place. And we need those type of people. And then you have the others. You have a visionary leader they see ahead. They think ahead. They're constantly innovating. So I think a visionary leader is a continuous innovator. Yeah.
But can they be a leader without being an innovator, like without being a futuristic, skilled person? Or
we can. So let's define. Okay, so let's go ahead and say, what do we think a leader is? So to me, a leader is a person of influence, and we all influence. Right. We all influence. It's just whether our influence is positive or negative, whether it moves things forward or keeps them the same. So a visionary leader is a leader who influences in a positive way, moving things forward. Okay.
And if you're not that, then what?
Then you're just not that.
But you are still a leader?
Yeah, you can be. You can't. All of us are leaders. It's just, are we conscious of the type of leader that we are? I am consciously a leader. I am consciously aware that I have influence wherever I go, which is why when you talk to me, I listen. Especially if if I want you to trust me with your vision, if I want you to trust me with those things that you hold dear and that are sacred to you, I want you to trust me to say, Janice, you can handle this. Then I have to be concerned about my influence and how I come across. And if I'm coming across, I had this conversation earlier today with a woman who's working on a dissertation for African-American women in executive positions. And she asked me, being one of those women, have you ever been called strong, bossy, and all the other, and too direct?
Oh, really?
She asked me that. And I told her, and I'm proud to say I haven't been called those things, but I work very diligently not to be those things. I have been told, if you want to know the truth, then you need to ask Janice. If you don't want to know the truth, don't ask Janice. Don't come to Janice. And KD actually said this. Don't come to Janice until you're ready to hear the whole truth. But that doesn't mean that I'm saying it in some very crass, hard, strong way.
Yeah.
So I don't have that. And I think that is because I've been intentional. I don't dumb myself down, but I do wait for the appropriate time to say what I need to say. Because I really want it to matter.
I want you to sound the clarion call,
okay,
the warning bell, if you will, for leaders who are, unbeknownst to them, about to lose their people.
Yes.
Because they don't give real care to the weeds. And it's sort of a heavy taskmaster. Now, I will say this, I don't think that it's intentional. For most people, it's not intentional. Their frame is only on, their focus is only on what they want.
Yes.
And they don't know how to, I guess, delegate or just, minimize or be specific or go deep as opposed to wide. I don't know. But I want you to kind of speak for those people that are working for him or working for her, and let him know what he needs to do to make sure that they feel seen, heard, kind of like what you do.
So the first thing I'll say is this. Actually, I'll talk about what just happened. I'm in the process of looking for an executive assistant for myself.
You're in the process of looking for an executive assistant for yourself.
Yes.
Continue.
And so as I've been doing this search, I've been talking to other executive assistants and people who served in administrative support roles, particularly to an executive. I spoke with this woman yesterday who had been an executive for 14 years. And I asked her to tell me about her best experiences and her worst experiences.
Executive assistant?
Yes, for 14 years. So she told me of several things, and I've just shared them with you. The first thing she said is, my worst experience was with an executive who treated me like I didn't matter. And I said, say more.
Yeah.
She said, she micromanaged me. And every time we got on the phone, she was like, oh, I don't want to hear about that. I don't have time. Oh, I don't want to hear about that. I got stuff to do. Just get to the point. Just get to the point. Just get to the point. So when we're saying just get to the point, essentially we're saying, I don't care about what else you have to say.
Okay, so.
Because that's what they're hearing. Now, I know what you're saying because I've worked with you. All right, I work with you. And you're saying, I don't have a lot of time. Get to the point. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I know you're saying, like, get to the point. Punk can get to the point. We've said that. Okay.
I'm going to say it nicely, but,
yes.
Hey, ma'am.
Get to the point. So when I'm training people who work alongside leaders, I say this: when you go to your leader, you want to give them only the important details. That's it. What you do, you want to have 80% of the tasks done, and you come to them to take the 20% over the mark.
Oh my gosh.
That's it.
Yeah.
And even when they're talking to you, you know, you let them just share with you 80% of the vision, and you and you take it and run with the rest, right? So I know that's important, but that's not what you need to say to them. You just pierce them. I get to come before the man, and he's saying, hurry up, you little peon, hurry up.
I got you. This way
So,
it lands.
yes, and that's how it comes across. So that's the first thing. Hear them out. You know, hear them out. And then express that this is valuable. What would we be like? Like, I'm looking for an executive assistant. And you know why?
You're looking for an executive
Why do you keep
assistant.
You keep saying it. Thank you.
Go
and
ahead.
they need to be can we stop there for a minute? An assistant to an executive.
What's the distinction?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked. There is definitely a distinction. Because you have to understand what an executive goes through, what an executive is thinking like. And so if we really were to change it, it's a partner, like a partner to the executive. And your job, your excitement, your passion is seeing that executive succeed. That means you're 3-4 steps ahead of that executive. They're walking into meetings. You're like, oh, I saw that you have a meeting in 5 days, 4 weeks from now. And so I blocked off prep time for you. And I also gave you these documents so that all you have to do is show up and be who you are, be the executive. Like that, and that, it can be trained, but the passion can't be trained. You're representing the executive. They're speaking on your behalf. Did you ever feel uncomfortable about me speaking to anyone on your behalf?
I was hoping that you would, really. Because you can say a whole lot better than I can. Look, I'm straight Moses, boy. Look, I'm good with being Moses. You was Aaron all day, boy. You was killing the game.
So it's like, because I took your vision as if it were mine, and it was my job, and it gave me great joy to stand and support that vision. And so the type of person in this role doesn't see this as a stepping stone. They doesn't see this as, there's something that I'm looking down. Good. I'm mediocre. I'm just the person that brings the coffee. No. Listen, this is a major role. This person can show up well because you're there.
Yeah.
And so I think that when you have that type of pride in the work and passion behind the work, you just show up differently. And for each of my clients, that's how I feel. So, Katie, one of the things that I do when I'm working with a client and I'm helping them to move their vision forward is I go and listen to their audios. I devour their videos. If they wrote a book, I read it. I highlighted it. I know more about the book than they know about the book. And they wrote the book.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so when you said that story and about this over here, do you remember that? What story? Oh, I saw it in there. I think that's a good time to bring that story in. And so I
Did they write their books, or did they have ghostwriters or whatever?
Some of them have ghostwriters, but some of them, most of the leaders that I've been working with, they dictate them, so they're speakers, so that they're either preachers or they have some type of speaking ministry or speaking business. And so they've spoken these words and somebody brings them together. And that's that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you about to comb my hair again.
You ready?
Whatever.
Because when someone does that, when they take just what you talk, like this interview, and someone says, I'm going to put it together and make a whole book, the transcript alone is not enough.
I can't say what I want to say.
I know.
Because
they're going to know who we are. Talk about it. So that's not enough. Yeah. My first major was communication.
Mine too.
Yeah. Okay. So this is...
English. Yeah, English.
And I detest words put together that's not leading me somewhere.
You told me I write like I talk.
See, that's interesting.
And you said it because I thought it was like, oh, thank you.
No. Because I have to have heard you speak in order to understand what you're talking about, and that is problematic.
Okay, all right.
For all of us. And so you need someone that understands that and is going to spend the time to massage it and bring it together to tell the story, to get the outcome that you want the work to create for you.
So for a leader, and man, Janice is so much here.
I know. Go ahead.
So for a leader, so a person want to work for and with a leader like you, I will say that it's not something that is, you're going to learn a lot, but you're going to work. You're going to work. Yeah. And if you're not prepared to work, this ain't the one you need to, this ain't your ministry, because she's very, very detailed. And if you can survive, and I make it sound bad, but I don't mean that.
I know what you mean.
If you can weather working with you, then and can do it efficiently, they probably are set up to be, I don't know, a position that is like whoa, because you're really good at what you do. But what I wanted to I want you to take a little bit of time to talk to that person who wants to work with for somebody like you or, C-suite executive, the do's and the don'ts as best you can.
Okay. And they want to work with me or do for me. What are you saying?
With or for you, yes.
Okay. So if you want to work with me, get to know me.
What does that look like?
Don't come in acting as like you don't have to impress me. Just get to know me. I get to know you. I know that you like to be regular, but you want to be respected. You know what I'm saying? I know that you value intellect, knowledge, and things that are forward moving. I listen to what excites you, what makes you laugh. You want to be able to have a moment to just wind down and not be judged. Judgment-free zones are your specialty. You love that. You create one.
You talking about me?
Yeah, you.
Because who you talking about? That sounds like me.
That is you, because I took the time to get to know you.
Yeah.
And then think about when we were doing man caves. I wasn't supposed to be there as a man cave person. I'm a woman.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make sure you were set up, and I kept backing up, getting out the way. This is not Janice's show.
They were trying to make sure you were set up too.
Listen, stay focused. I was
What
single.
up, Maurice?
I know I was single at the time. I was single at the time.
Maurice snatched you up so quick. I was like, "Yeah, what we not gonna do?"
But my job was to make sure that you were good, and I was watching how you interacted with the fellas and with your guests and with the audience, and I was taking note. You want to work with me? Get to know me. Get to know me. That's not hard. It's not hard. Just talk to me.
You think it's difficult to really find somebody that is on your level? It's difficult to find somebody that could be the Janice to you.
I used to think that.
Oh, okay.
I used to think that.
Say more.
I used to think I was the only person that thought like me until I met more people that thought like me. I used to think that I was the only one who would work as hard as I do for as much money as I didn't get. I used to think I was the only one who would champion someone's visions as hard as I did and would go so deep into the work. I mean, because I put a lot of work and pride into the work.
I still feel that way. So tell me what delivered you.
I start meeting people like me.
Where they at though?
Yeah, I can't say that they are gathered in some pool of places.
Because yeah, okay, all right. See,
here's the thing I can't say.
What you ain't gonna do? You sure gonna be smart though.
I am gonna be smart, here's what I do know. Be you and make it easy for them to come alongside you.
Say it again.
Be you, be who you are, and make it easy for them to come alongside you. Some of my closest connections right now is because it was easy for us to gel. And I never would have known, Katie, I never would have known that it would be a free connection. Like I didn't have to pay to play. I didn't have to placate. I just was Janice. And I was very generous. Let me say that again. I was Janice. I'm who I am. And I brought all of who I was to the table, all of what I know, all of what I'm passionate about, all of my funniness, all of my loud, awkward moments. And then when help was requested, I showed up in a generous way. And it was that generosity that unlocked so much for me. It was just easy. I mean, I'm looking at some of the connections I have right now. I shouldn't be in some of the rooms that I go in. I didn't, go through all the steps. But they saw something in me. They saw me being me, and I wasn't holding it saying, okay, so I guess I need to have this amount of money and wear this amount of stuff and do this and say all of these things, and then I'm going to get to that table. It was not like that. I was literally Janice from Savannah that happened to be passionate about what I'm talking about and happened to know what I'm talking about.
Ooh,
I wasn't,
okay.
I know what I'm talking
you weren't
about.
Trying to feel your way through.
No. On the stuff that I ain't know about, I ain't say nothing about it. I only spoke on the things I knew. And when asked, hey, Janice, could you give me your feedback on that? I gave my feedback as if the person was a client, as if the person was a good friend, as if the person was with me and I was asking for feedback. And that is how I started finding people that are just like me. I'm not the only one. You're not the only one.
So would you say that we tend to block ourselves when we show up, not only in business, but in relationships, both platonic and romantic and business? We block ourselves when we show up and being anything other than authentically us.
Yes, and when you show up guarded, when you show up guarded, you block your blessing.
Say more.
Because when you show up, I gotta protect what I got because I've been burnt. I gotta protect what I got because I don't need nobody stealing my ideas. I gotta protect what I got because you're gonna have to earn this keep. It's in those moments that you literally are pushing away the very person, the very opportunity that could open up the floodgates for you.
I literally felt myself tighten up when you said it. Like my solar plex tighten up when you said that, because I know that there are people that do that.
Yes.
But showing up as somebody other than yourself, what happens is, even if it's successful and it works, you can't hold your girdle in. You can't wear a girdle all day.
Listen.
You can't suck it in all day. At some point, you're gonna show up.
Yes.
And when you show up, and then people saying, "Hey," you start having issues. Now you're like, people just don't respect me. People don't want me to be authentic. They don't be real. But you never showed up as you.
Listen.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm always me.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with me. I know you know that. I know you know. I know.
I know.
There are many times when you have to say, ma'am of God, who are you talking to? My
Put the
bad.
lotion on your tone.
Yeah, exactly. All the time.
With this?
But I think because you've created an environment where it's safe for me to be me.
Yeah.
And when I think because it was a mutual environment, it's safe for you to be you, it's safe for me to be me. And those are the only kind of relationships that I want, Kitty.
Yeah.
In business or personally, I want to be able to show up as myself. And so if you want to attract that type of help, then be a person that's approachable. And so I guess what else do people need in order to come alongside and work with me? Yes, get to know me and know what you bring to the table. Like, do you know you? And, I say that all the time because we got a mutual friend who says this. Have you met? She always says, have you met me? And I'm thinking, have you met you? Have you met yourself? Have you met yourself? Because if you met you know, you don't care nothing about this right here. So I know whenever I want to tell you something that you don't care nothing about, I'm like, I know you don't want to hear this, but I got to get it out. So just go ahead and listen. I need 7 minutes to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just want to, I think when we create those spaces, we welcome people in. I don't want to put somebody out there. So I'm leaving.
But what blesses me is that there are, so the genuine part is there are people out there who will embrace you as you are.
Yes.
You don't have to be anybody else.
Yes.
You just as you are, with your flawed self, with your fine self, with your thug self, with your anything self. There are people that will embrace you as you are, but not just if you're not where you're supposed to be, they're not trying to stay there.
Yeah.
They're moving in a direction and they're going. I say it like this. Everybody has a specific, like Jasper calls it, Jasper Williams III. He calls it the structures in your voice.
Okay.
Everybody has a structure in their voice, like a dog whistle.
Okay.
Like only dogs can hear certain whistles, certain sounds, certain frequencies. And I think that there are people that you are called to that will hear that frequency and they will move based on who you authentically are. Now, if you try to show up sounding like me or Janice or whoever, then you're going to miss the people that you really are called to speak to.
Yes.
And so all of us thrive best in community.
Yes.
And when we have community, we can be our authentic self and we can tell the truth, bash-free, judgment-free, then we can become what Tori called. What up, Tori? Yeah. Unstoppable forces of productivity. Or did you come up with that?
Was me.
That was Tori.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Janice tried to take your thing. I
literally didn't.
I literally didn't. Okay. So you're talking about the leader, the person that is going to assist the leader. One final thing. Mm-hmm. For those who want more, but are not willing to work for more, and they don't know it.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So most people who want more and not willing to work for more don't know it.
They don't know it.
Most of them don't know it.
Yes.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes until whatever it takes makes me feel uncomfortable. Until whatever it takes is me saying, so tell me, who is it that you're called to serve? So tell me, what outcome do you get for them? That's uncomfortable if you don't know. So tell me when they
what outcome do you get?
When people work with you, when people come into your space, how are they different? How is their life change? How is their thinking change? What's the difference? What are the outcomes? Because that's what marketing is, communicating an outcome in a way that the right people will hear it and say, I want that. So you need to tell me what the outcome is. And unfortunately, I don't get to make it up for you. And so if you don't know, then we're going to spend some time working with some people and we're going to figure out what they say. Now, because it don't matter what you say.
But you know what I hear though, right?
What you hear?
That's your opinion.
Yeah, that's great.
That's your opinion. Everybody doesn't do it the same way.
Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. Here is the doggone thing.
If y'all think I'm direct, first of all, this one right here, she will scathe that. Your soul will be on. Okay, go ahead. Just tell them.
Here's the thing, Katie. Here's the thing. People try it. Just see how far you go with this vague stuff. Just see how far you go trying to go on your personality alone. See how far you get. You're only going to get beyond your friends. You're only going to get beyond your ability to show up. But if you don't get clear on the outcome, check your money. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
So the money says what?
The money says, I'm not clear about the results I deliver, so people don't want to invest in me.
Jeez, man. Jeez.
So when you don't know the results, then why do you think someone is going to invest in what you don't even know? I don't even, what can I do? What can you do for me? And you know, I've asked you a bunch of times. So tell me, what happens to a man after he's gone through Man Up Certified?
Facts.
What happens?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
What benefit is it to his family? What benefit is it to his job? What benefit is it to his money? What benefit is it to his community? What benefit is it to his health and his wellness? And here's the thing, because ain't nobody at night saying, oh my God, they ain't laying in bed saying, oh my God, I wish I had a man up community. No one says that.
No one says that, no.
No, they saying, listen, I'm trying to stay married.
Yeah. Come on, right.
And so if you don't know that, I know that this is going to help you with your marriage. I know this is going to make you fall in love again with your spouse. I know this is going to equip you with the tools to become a better father so that you can stop shrinking back and going into those same places with that same story that you had 25 years ago and your child looking at you crazy. Then until you know that, you know, you're really missing out on a big audience. And you're only meeting your friends of friends. That's it. That's all you're getting. So you're limited.
You're meeting your friends of friends.
Yeah, that's all. You only get to serve my friends of friends. KD said so and so. So if they don't know you or somebody who know you, we miss them because your messaging isn't clear. And guess what? I don't get to do. I don't get to make up the outcome. So this is what I like to say. I don't create brands. I uncover them.
I'm coming to that. I don't get to create the outcome.
I don't get to. You know why? Because I don't do the work. And since I don't do
as a marketer strategist.
Yeah, I don't do the work. Now, I can make up something, and this is the distinction between me and some of my colleagues. Now, I know words that sell, and I can say them. However, I choose not to say them because there'll be a one-time sale if you can't deliver on it.
Ooh, Janice. Ooh,
so,
Janice.
I don't make up the outcome.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you, and guess what, Katie? No one should know your client better than you, not your marketer.
Facts.
Not your marketer. Not your marketer, not your strategist. Yeah. You need to know your client. You need to know your members. You need to know your audience. And that's the work a lot of leaders don't want to do. Because I'm like, so tell me, so what are they thinking? What was happening up before this point right here? That means you got to get to know them. I know my clients. I know them. I know everything about them. I know how they are amazing, but they're amazing publicly. Amazing. And they're struggling privately. And because of that dynamic, they feel insecure. They feel fraudulent. And so they need a safe space to be able to say, you know what, I'm this and this. Not I'm this or this, I'm this and this. And guess what? It's all good. And that is what makes them feel safe talking to me, because I know you are that and you are this, and both are true right now at the same time.
You're righteous and ratchet. Let me tell you something. The pendulum swings just as far that way as it does this way.
Listen.
I feel like this, just as brilliant as you are is the other side.
Listen.
And when I see people that are really, really, really brilliant and really, really, really amazing and really on that side of the spectrum and all that, I don't say nothing, Janice. I don't say nothing, but I know.
Right.
I want to know, number one, what is, no, I can't say that. All I know is that there's another side.
There is.
And you have to, let me say this, all right, real quick. Because that other side exists, you listening to me? You have to find a way to manage both sides.
KD, you remember that? Do you remember that inbox I sent you? And I said, one for Jesus. This will be me right here.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. No, I get it. Oh, but you have to manage both sides because they both exist.
Yes.
The righteous me and the ratchet me.
Yes.
The sanctified me and the whatever the other S is. Okay, that. You know, I have to manage both of them.
Yeah.
So what I was telling Dinesha, my new operations director of operations, I was like, I don't go out by myself. I don't go out by myself. It's not because I don't whatever. No, I know that there are certain battles I just don't need to put myself in anyway.
Right.
I need to at least have myself in a defendable position
That's
at
good.
all times.
I love that.
If I know me and I know the kind of traffic that I may garner, now watch this. You go out, I bet you Maurice is one. I bet if you don't have a system around you, I bet you Maurice gonna put one around you. I bet you Mo will put one around you because he know. We all know, and it's not a bad thing, but you have to find something that will fertilize the good, we treat the bad, and we all got both.
Yes.
So how do you? I'm pivot now.
Okay.
How do you have the tough conversations? Because you do a very good job with having the tough conversations, and one of the tough conversations is some people just some leaders. You just probably need to pivot.
Yeah.
You probably need to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
How do you have those conversations?
Very graciously. So I remember this one year where I did this tour. It was a summer tour. I called it my summer tour. And I was, at the time, my clientele was primarily pastors. And I went on tour to as many clients as I could see that summer. And I went to their services. Because I want to see, there's one thing when I'm watching on a video, but I want to see what it's like, the experience from beginning to this. And I was like, I remember one particular pastor who actually no longer is pastoring.
Oh, wow.
And I felt when I walked in, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. And I felt like there was a call, there was a ministerial call, there was a call to serve people. That doesn't mean it's a call to pastor. So then we have to have the tough conversation is let's look at why you're not producing fruit. Because the way God set up, herein is my Father glorified, John 15, that you produce much fruit.
Yeah.
So if you're not producing no fruit, that's opposite of much. 0 is not much. God ain't getting glory because there ain't no fruit being produced.
Okay.
And so part of it is because this particular pastor was not a great orator. So either you're going to work on your oratory skills or you're going to be the congregational pastor and then hire a preaching pastor.
That exists?
That does exist. Yes.
A congregational pastor that's good with people.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, but he's not. Oh.
He's not a.
You know what I noticed?
What?
A lot of the greatest preachers,
not good pastors.
Yeah.
They're not really good shepherds. And if you can acknowledge that and know that it's not bad and it's not wrong, it's just the truth and honor that. Steve Stroop wrote this book called Tribe and The Tribal Leader. I totally love that book. But what I love about more than the book was his interview around the book. And when he made the big, bold move to now be a cultivator of leaders and to serve and let there be another pastor who preaches on Sundays. And he would come in, and he started the church. He would come in, only once a month and preach. Because his strength was raising other pastors and building other leaders.
Like an apostle or bishop.
Yes, but he didn't call it that, because they discolor right here, so they don't do that. He wasn't calling them that. Excuse me.
At 2520.
Excuse me.
Do you know about 2520?
No, I don't even know what that is. What's that?
That's crazy. 2520. So what's the 25th? What's the 25th letter of the alphabet?
I'm assuming that's a W.
It's a Y.
Oh, it's a Y.
And the 20th letter of the alphabet is a T.
Oh, I love that.
So say them together.
2520 YT.
Say it again.
White. Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start saying 2520, but everybody know now because it's supposed to be a secret. But I'm going to be saying that. Right. Yeah, so they're 2520, and so they won't do it like that. So it was okay. Yeah. But I think it was when I first heard that I was like, I was young and working with leaders in this capacity, and I was like, really, you can do that? But why wouldn't you do that? The people loved it. Only reason we wouldn't do it is because it's against the norm and it's not traditional and it's not what's expected. And so here, I guess this will lead me to my other point about leaders. You can be good at one thing and not good at all things and still be a good leader. I think the pressure we have is I got to know how to do all the things.
Yes.
You don't have to know how to do all the things. I don't know how to do, well, I know how to do most of the things in my business because I started out with no money and I had to do most of the things. Listen, but I'm not good. I'm not proficient in all the things. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm an amazing strategist. But let me tell you something. I'm a systems girl. But I can get in the weeds with creating systems and trying to make the technology come together. And so my director of operations, she's far better at it than me. So when I say I want this to happen, she's like, and we need to do this. I'm gonna connect this. I'm like, girl, thank you. Because I spent 2 days trying to figure out, so what should we connect? What zap should go to this to make this do that? Why do I need to? She's good at it.
Yeah. So what you taught me was you were the first person that had me take the Clifton Strength Finders test.
Yes.
You had me take that.
Okay.
And it was life-changing for me. So everybody that I work with now, I have them take it so I can kind of know what your strengths are. So the Clifton Strength Finders test is a Gallup test, and they give you the top 34, if you pay for that one, top 34 strengths, or really talents, because it's not really strengths. It's
strengths, they're innate.
Yeah, all that. The top 34, but the top 5 is what they really focus on, because the top 5 are the ones that really are your character, not character, but really your personality, and they show how you show up in business and work and what have you.
Yes.
So you showed me that piece of it. So now the people that I have take the poll, and I focus more so on my strengths now.
Yes.
And I hire my weaknesses.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
So I don't try to bring my weaknesses, if they like number 34, it's never going to be high enough to even make sense. Right. So I hire my weaknesses. You know what's down low?
Oh, I'm nervous. What is it?
You ready?
Yes, what is it?
I'm ashamed to say it. I don't even want to say it. I was so bold at first.
I'm so nervous.
I don't want to say it now.
What is it?
It ain't all the way at the bottom, but now listen to me. I done jumped up.
I know, right. Now. What is it? It's like number 25?
Nah, it's like
30?
I don't know. Not even sure what is it. It's not 29. No, it's not. Okay, it's not 29. Don't you make me get my. Don't. It's not 29. It's not. You want discipline? Yes. It's not 29. It's not 29. Yours is 29. Mine's 26. I think. This 26. It's bad, man. Like discipline. Like, and all of the execution stuff. Like, I have no execution skills, strengths in my top 5.
Yes.
I can get mad about that. I could trip. I got some in my top 10.
Yeah.
I can trip about that, or I can say, I'm good at what I'm good at.
Yes.
And just hire other people that are great at what I suck at.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. I love that. And I love that you can acknowledge, doesn't mean I'm bad, doesn't mean I'm horrible. I just need to, my team needs this though. For this business to work, we need that. We need that to be somebody's strength, and we need it. Here's the difference. Here's the thing about those. It's not that you don't have it. It's just not dominant. So when you know that this particular characteristic is not a dominant thing for you, it doesn't come naturally and easily, then you have to build systems and processes around you to make sure that you do it if it's necessary to move your business forward or move your life forward. Discipline is necessary. You got to brush your teeth. You got to take a bath. Yeah. And you got to eat. And I remember, not today though, but I remember when you were working out with your trainer. You know, I'm so shady. This is what I'm saying. This is a shady friend right now.
I'm coming back together. I'm getting my life back together again. You say whatever you want to say.
You still look good, though. You still look good.
Thank you. I'm just saying. You ain't got to give me the obligatory thank you and praise.
No, I'm just
listen, all right.
But I remember when you were working with him, he was pushing you. Yeah. And you had to go at times. I mean, it was this regimen. I was like, that doggone KD is drinking that water and eating that stuff and showing up with Sam consistently. Yeah. And so even though it may be your number 26, that means I have to put accountability structures in place, systems in place.
Yep.
You know,
because I know me.
Yes, and here's the thing. What's his name? Atomic Habits. What's his name? Who wrote that? Come on. The dude who wrote Atomic Habits. I can see it. Alan. I know. I got it.
You know why? Because 26.
Right. Okay, so y'all know the guy, James Clear. I'm talking about Alan. James Clear wrote Atomic Habits. Okay. This is what he says. He says, you don't rise to the level of your goals. Y'all want to write this down, please.
You don't rise to the level of your goals.
You fall to the level of your systems. Yeah. You fail at the level of your systems. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so now that I know it, I take the guesswork out. I'm not strong. Strategy is my number 1 strength. Learning is my number 3. So strategic is number one. Learning.
What's your top 5? So
yeah, I don't know the rest right now. I just know learning and strategic in this moment. Sorry. Okay, so
you know I was going to ask those.
I knew you was going to ask that, but I forgot. So don't worry. Stay focused. See, this is what I'm saying. Come back.
I got a condition. Okay, so don't. You're not going to shame me on this national TV.
So because of that, I had to watch myself. Like my default. Because here's the thing about your strengths that we all like to lean to. When overused, they can become a source of weakness. So one of the things that I like to do, yes, come back. When your strength is overused, I'm gonna give you an example. I told you my number 3 strength is learning. Do you know what I do? Oh, you already know, because me and you share books and swap books ideas all the time. So when I'm afraid, when I don't feel like I'm enough, the first thing I do is take a class, read a book, go to a workshop.
Yep.
Ma'am of God, you've already had a workshop on this. Yeah. Do what you know to do. Yeah. Get out of procrastination. Get out of second guessing. And so I can stay learning all day long. My calendar is color coded. You know, yellow is the hidden goal that keeps my business and life going. So any type of training is in yellow. Any type of team meeting is in yellow. Any type of coaching is in yellow. Ma'am of God, but if your calendar is all yellow and there's no green, because I'm going to a class and you ain't sold nothing.
You're talking good.
Listen, you're going to a class. There's no blue. Blue is the money flow. That's blue. Anything in blue is current clients. You got nothing that's blue.
When you get
this
this?
One, I've been doing this.
This is the program?
No, this ain't a program. This is just I'm a strategist. I have to see my life in color. And anything that's purple is personal. And so when my whole calendar is purple, and you know it'd be purple a lot because I got a 22-month-old and I'm still nursing. Anybody praying? I know that's just too much.
Shall we talk about that? Because that baby's 13.
She has 100 teeth.
Well, okay. I mean, that's on you. All right.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Pray. But when it's all purple, don't ask me why you ain't made no money, Janice. You did no income generating activities.
Come on.
You keep going to school.
So it's a system so there's a math to this.
Yes.
This plus this is going to equal this. So the money is on the other side of the equation, but you have to have what plus what or plus what to equal the money or the outcome that you want. What is that?
Oh, man. That's interesting. So it's a lot of things that can lead to money, but if you want sustainable, repeatable money,
yes.
Then what you want to be clear about is a process. An executable system designed to generate income.
To do what you created it to do.
Yes. Like if how am I say I want to make money and I have no system of getting to the money is not going to happen because we read the books. The money's going to happen because we read the books. We take our thoughts and we say, based on what I read, based on what I saw, I want to put my spin on it and help this group of people achieve this outcome and it's worth this value. And that's why you need a strategist. If the end goal is money that's repeatable and sustainable, it's recurring, it's repeatable. I can set it. Not really set it and forget it, but kind of set it and forget it. It's a system of getting this money. I got to figure out what.
Automated, because you big on automation.
I am, and it's really because I want it to be predictable. There's so many other things that are not predictable. We need predictable income. So I know, can I tell you a secret? I know that if I show up and talk, Janice will make some money. If I have an invitation to spend money with me. If I say, this is the way that you can work with me. Somehow I got to say that. If I say it blatantly and overtly, like, hey, if you love what KD and I did and you'd love to have a session with us, then go to buildbrandexpand.com and book a session. Now that's blatant. Or if we seed it in like we did earlier and say, when I'm working with my clients, when I was getting ready to hire my assistant, when I did this with one of my team members. So it's either I'm going to seed it or I'm going to just say it.
Seed it. SEED?
Seed, yeah, seed. Sprinkle little seeds. Plant a seed, plant a seed, plant a seed, plant a seed. And we've been planting seeds the whole time. And so it's just a natural way of me showing up. But I can do that is because I have created outcomes for a long time with the people that I work for. And so because I've been creating outcomes for a long time and I've been intentional about them, it's easy for me to just tell stories about this outcome, tell stories about this journey, tell stories about seed. And so now I created, this opportunity or this hunger and this desire. Tell me more. So I know I do that naturally when I speak. I know that about me because I'm very intentional about my communication.
Who taught you that?
I'm a communicator. So I learned that along the way. And no one wants to, ooh, you ready? I can't remember what his name is, but he says, never tell a story without a point and never make a point without a story. What's his name? Come on. It's a famous speaker. Now, I share, remember when I gave you something?
It's not Dale Carnegie. I remember it's, wait a minute. I can't remember right now, but
okay.
I think you did tell me, and I never forgot that you sent that to me in a video.
I did,
and you said when I talk, I'll be all over the place. Yeah, it was very embarrassing, and I was like, wow, I just want to quit.
But you didn't. And look at you shining. Look at this studio.
Am I shining?
No, you're not shining. So I'm thinking about the point. So that's the thing. So because I'm not telling a story for the sake of telling a story, I'm thinking about the point. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm clear because I know me. I know when I show up to speak, there's an opportunity for me to generate revenue from that. Whether it's a podcast speaking, whether it's speaking on social media, whether it's an actual engagement in an auditorium. When I speak for Janice, I'm not saying that's for everybody else, money follows.
So
if I set up systems for the money to follow.
Oh, okay. That's a whole nother thing.
Okay, go ahead.
But so for people that want to learn about that, I don't know what your bandwidth is. I don't know if you're taking clients. I don't know none of that. I'm just saying, but for people that want to learn how to do that, you have a step-by-step process to get them there, or what?
Yes and no. So you don't. If speaking is your thing, so my process is build, brand, expand. My process for helping you to expand your vision is build it, brand it, expand it. Okay? Yeah. Build whatever this infrastructure is, the team, the audience, the thing that you do, build it.
And you tell them how.
Yes. And then brand it. How are we going to talk about this? How are we going to share it with everyone else? What makes you credible? What makes you resourceful? What makes you you? What's your unique sales proposition? That's all in the branding phase.
Sound like Maurice. Brand versus marketing.
Yes.
What's the difference?
Brand is the story. Brand is the credibility. Brand is what makes you you. Brand is the results that you gather. That's the brand. What do you want to be known for? What do people say about you when you're not around? That's your brand.
Okay.
You know, personal and professional. You know, I mean, brand really was from the mark, you know, like they did with cattle. They branded this. Yes, that's what it is. So what mark do you leave? Simple. Okay. Marketing is communicating that mark in a way that people say, sign me up. I want that.
So people just throw a whole bunch of money in telling a message that hasn't even been refined.
That's convoluted. That's not results focused. That's not clear with the outcome. And you're just paying money on ads. You're just out there doing all these reels. And nobody don't know what they're going to get from the reel.
Other than a laugh and a like.
That's it.
Wow.
That's it. And so if you're not clear
Janice,
about what the outcome, tell me the outcome.
All right, so real quick. So the person that's on social media and they do reels and they have a nice following and all this kind of stuff. That camera right there to the tell them the three things. Tell me just a couple of things they need to start doing. Okay. A couple of things they need to stop doing.
Start being consistent. That's number one. Let's go ahead and start. Let's just be consistent. You don't have to be perfect. You want to be consistent. Let's see who watches you as you're consistent. Get into a rhythm and a cadence. Stop copying what everybody else is doing. Stop copying what everyone else is doing. Be authentic to you. I get on there with my hair not done. I'm in my kitchen making all these crazy dances because that is literally who I am all the time. You might catch me right now in the dead of winter with off the shoulder shirt on in my house, making videos because that's fun to me. It's not because that's what they say do. That's not because that's what's the trend. It's because that's what I like to do.
You think because it works?
I like it. I mean, and stop doing things without a clear purpose and intent behind the thing. So when I make a video, for me, there's not one post that I post on social that's not intentional.
Okay, pause. Because that right there is important.
Yeah.
As you say, every post that you make, you're intentional about
every single one.
And I was tripping because I wasn't sure. Like, I thought you just posted because it's funny. And I remember that time you called me. I was like, Take it down, take it down, take it down. No, sir. No, we're not doing that.
We work too hard.
Sir.
We work too hard to get these people to trust us. No, sir, take that right there.
I'm like, no, man, I'm trying to be myself. Man. Everybody too stuck up in the church, man. I'm trying to be me. Yeah, I got you. You're like, yep, I know exactly.
And what did I say?
We'll take that one down.
Yep, and just call your friends. Just call your friend. Call me.
What you got me was you said, let me ask you this. Okay, cool. Would Bishop Jakes post this? I said, I don't like you. I took it down because you're right.
And it's not, I know it's not popular and it's not fun, but I have two takes on that. Number one, as leaders, we don't have the luxury of being irresponsible with our platforms.
Yep, you're right.
We just don't. People are watching us. They're hanging on our very words. They're making decisions based on our decisions. And whether we like it or not, it's true. And when we do different things, we literally are giving others permission to do the same things. When you launched out on your own and started your own business, when you left and said, I'm going to do my own thing, you gave another man permission to launch and to believe in himself again. And so just like your good influences them, your wretched does too. And so when you say, I can make this off color gesture, not just a man is thinking that, a young boy who is looking up to you is saying, I could do that too.
Yeah.
So to me, I am very intentional about what I post. When I post pictures of my husband with his sanctified, non-dancing self, don't know none of the world songs, but just be following his wife.
He's doing a good job, actually. I've been watching him.
We've been working really hard. Stop telling stories. He's not doing a good job. He's doing as best he can, but it's not a good job. I love my man, but it's not a good job. But here's the thing. I am intentional behind that because guess what? Yeah. I am building a brand and building a life with my husband, not at the expense of my husband.
Yeah.
And so for me, I don't believe in this whole phenomenon that we got to boss up and break up. You bossing up, ladies, this is just for the ladies. You bossing up shouldn't lead to a breakup.
Breakup in what sense?
In the breakup, but now your marriage all gone. Especially to me. Now, I'm not talking to you. Is this mic on? I'm not talking to you if you don't share the same values as I do. And as you know this about me, KD, my life is governed by the word of God.
In fact.
And so I don't know how God is going to get glory out of you fulfilling your life purpose and your life vision at the expense of your family and marriage. I don't know how does he get glory? So to me, the second brand that we didn't talk a lot about, Significant Life, it is built on my entire life being meaningful, not just my business, not just to work with my clients, not just that, my glow up, but my life as a wife, my life as a mom, my life as a friend, my life as an entrepreneur, my life as a sister. Like to me, my finances, like are all of those things in order? Because to me, because I'm driven by my values of faith and my belief as a Christian, I believe that life should work in every aspect of my life. Recently, I lost 43 pounds. I know I look good and I'm very excited about it.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you.
It was very hard because I'm over 40. And let me just be very clear. It was easy for me to lose weight in my 20s after having a baby and very easy, minimally easy in my 30s. But at 40 plus, it was very hard. I need some structured support. I had to call in enforcement. I called in enforcement. Let's go ahead and talk about how I did that. First thing I did is I tried it my old way. I figured I had this, I'm going to drink half my body weight in water. I'm going to limit sweets to once a week. And I'm going to get moving 2 to 3 times a week. I did none of that. That's the first thing. I did none of that. I was so inconsistent. I'm talking about coaching women, so inconsistent. Yeah. Sneaking chocolate-covered almonds under my desk because I want my husband to know I done ordered another one from Instacart. They here again. And KD, I'm talking about after 90 days, all I lost was 8 pounds. I was like, it ain't going nowhere. So I was like, this ain't working. I need some help. My old stuff didn't work. We got to be able to say, my old strategy won't work in this new season. So it didn't work. So then I had to get some structured support, AKA a whole health coach, to help me to see what my body needed at 44. What does my body need? And so I had a regimen. So not only did I have structured support and I followed a regimen and I was consistent to the regimen. Get this. It wasn't just me doing the stuff. I did all the stuff. I ate the food. I had a timer on my phone every 2 to 3 hours. It was reminding me to eat. I drank half my body weight in water. I had to establish habits that would support this new thing.
Facts.
And then I had accountability because every Monday at 7:00, my coach was like, ma'am, where's your weight? And I couldn't just type the number in. Oh no. I had to take a darn picture. And then guess what? Now you want to think you can take the picture from yesterday or last week and show. No, it's attached to an app. Take a picture of the app that says today's date, this is how much she weighs.
Yeah. Okay.
So I believe that we have to have a system. We have to have habits that support that system so we can actually carry it out. And then we need structured support and accountability. And that's what I did to lose 43 pounds in 12 months. So
Significant Life, and I do want to pivot to that because we've been here for a minute, but so Significant Life, you created it because?
For women like me.
And women like you.
Women who are women of influence, women who are making things happen. And a lot of times we're doing it in front of a lot of people and in front of a whole lot of people. A lot of people depend on us. And so they don't think we struggle with the things that we struggle with. They don't think we need this extra support. They would be shocked if we felt fraudulent. They would be like, how did you think that about? How you not feel good about yourself? Girl, you making all this happen. And so seemingly we're successful on the outside and struggling on the inside. Yeah. And we need a safe space, like I like to say with my podcast, to get it done or come undone. Because I'm going to probably do both of them at some point. Okay. So we still get it done because our success doesn't cancel, our failure doesn't cancel out our success. What we're struggling with, it doesn't mean that I'm not good at this. I'm good at this and struggling over here. For a long time, KD, when I came into the entrepreneurial space, I came into the entrepreneurial space as a communicator, a strategist, and a marketer. I didn't come into this space as a person who knew how to make millions or six figures. And so I came from corporate. I came from corporate and church. Both of those spaces, you don't talk about money. And then all of a sudden, everybody want to show their receipts online. See, I got it. This, and you want everybody's, you're valid as a business owner if you got commas in your money. Yeah. And even some mentors were saying, you know the impact you make by what's in your bank account. Your bank account is a direct reflection of the impact that you're making in the world. And that is a lie.
Okay, so but what about that is true though?
That is not. It is not. It is not. Because you can be making a great, great, great impact and don't know how to charge. You could be making a great impact and don't know how to manage your money. You could be making a great impact, great changing lives and just doing it for free.
So you're just not doing great business, but you have a great impact.
That's what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying. I'm trying to juxtapose what you said in the beginning versus now. Yeah. Right, I get it. Great business is not always, quite frankly, impactful.
That's all.
But also impactful ain't always.
We know some people that can make money in their sleep and they're shady as all get out.
I know far too many of them.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what. So we can't equate the two. And so women are struggling with things and they're thinking, I love God, but I can't stand my husband. And I don't know how to fix the two. Or I'm a good wife, but my children get on my nerves. Or I am managing everything and my health is failing and I don't have time to take care of it. So where do you go to deal with that? Where do you go to figure out, like, I don't know who I am this week? You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, I'm whatever my role says that I am. Where do you go? So Significant Life is designed not just to encourage women, but to equip with skills and strategies that will help them live first, because you got to live. Lead second, influence, and then serve from an anchored place.
Anchored place.
And so it's anchored in the only way that I know, anchored in what is true. So it's founded and laced with biblical principles, with scientific practices and habits. We have on our team, we have 3 coaches. I'm a coach. We actually have 3 coaches and a therapist. So the women who are in the community are not only getting life class, Bible study, prayer, they get structured support and coaching with life coaching. We want to know, how do we walk this thing out, And then for those who at a certain tier, if they're in Life Circle, then they also can book a session with one of our therapists.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do people do to get involved with Significant Life? And what do you call the program?
So it's called My Significant Life Journey, because your significant life does not look the same way as my significant life. Yeah. So at this stage of my life, my significant life is really wrapped around my family a lot. So I make decisions based on how it's going to impact my family, and that is my choice. I want to do that. For some people, that's not how they're making their decision, and that is okay. So you can go to, that's what you want to ask me?
I do want to ask you that, but okay. I have another question as well, but we'll hit this again.
Okay.
Will we have a link in the bio?
Yes.
So we'll have a link in the
description.
Thank you. We'll have a link in the description box, and don't worry, I'll put it in the comment section too, because y'all be like, I don't see it. Yeah, it'll be there. So, you cousins be. Hey, Janice, talk to the person, and I'm grateful for you being here.
Thank you.
Talk to the person who they have been known as the strong one. They've been known for their ability to hold on and to hold things together. But in this season in life, it is God's plan for them to let go. Talk to that one, because you don't hear very many messages about let go, because it feels like I failed.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm giving up.
Yeah.
But what happens when letting go is the right thing to do?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So much I can say to that. So first question I would ask is, I would ask that person, what's at stake for you if you keep holding on? What's at stake? Because holding on is doing something for them. So for the strong person, and I was her, my identity was wrapped up in being strong. Yeah. People were expecting me to come through, and I wanted to come through. And if I let go, I don't know who I am. Because I've designed my entire life around being there. So I want to ask you what's at stake. And then I want to ask you a second question. And what is possible when you let go?
What is possible when you let go?
When I let go of this. Because when we let go of something, we're releasing something out of our hand, and now that hand is free. That hand is open, and something better, something bigger, something lighter, lighter to carry is available the moment I let go. Katie, as you know, 7 years ago, my mother passed away unexpectedly at the age of 52.
7 years?
Tuesday was 7 years.
Oh, man.
And Katie, do you know what? It took me 5 years to put a picture up of her. 5. It was at my baby shower. My husband said, you're going to talk about your mom? You're going to put pictures up of your mom at the shower? No, what are you asking me that for? I couldn't believe he asked me that. And he didn't know what he was doing. But when he asked me that, I was like, oh my God, I got to face it. And so at my baby shower, I talked about my mom. I pulled out letters. I showed what she had written me and pictures that we had that I had hidden in the basement because it was too tough. Because I'm the oldest of 5. And so I've been holding on and making sure everyone was good. I got married the year my mom passed away.
I remember the baby shower that I didn't come to.
Yeah, I don't worry about that. Stay focused.
Yeah, no. I remember this part.
Yeah. And so I showed pictures of my mom because her life shaped my life. She introduced me to Christ. We were best friends for much of my adult life. She was my first real strong best friend. I could tell her anything. And so her passing was very hard. But I was running a business and raising children and the oldest of 5. I had never done a funeral before. I had a lot of responsibilities, and keeping it together kept me from falling apart. I mean, if I'm honest, keeping it together is why I didn't fall apart, but I needed to fall apart. So 5 years to show a picture. 7 years. It wasn't until Tuesday that I was like, I struggled to pull out pictures, but I want to put one up now.
So do I.
You know, yeah. I want to put up one now, and I'm okay. And I'm not shaming myself, or I'm ready to let go of being so strong that I can't say that hurt that she left. It crushed me. I can't believe it. You know, she doesn't know my husband. She doesn't know my baby. Like, to be able to say all these things and not feel guilty about it.
Why guilt?
Because I'm supposed to be strong. It's been 7 years. Come on now. And so it was like, and I wasn't dismissing it because I showed up and I planned the gatherings and stuff. You know, I did the stuff, but I didn't release what I needed to release. And in that moment, I needed to release that. This is tough and I'm not strong. and I can't be there for y'all right now, I can't be nothing but, hey, just text me.
Yeah.
And so I think when a person is feeling the pressure of being strong, ask yourself, what's at stake? What really is at stake? Because if you think, let's just be clear. Can everybody just hear me one more time? You're not holding it all together. I know you think you do. You're not keeping it together anyway. You think you are the one keeping it together? Pass away tomorrow.
Ooh.
They'll find a way.
Ooh.
Even if they got to struggle their way through it, they'll figure it out.
Ooh.
And I remember when God told me that, he was like, Janice, it wasn't you in the first place. It was me all along. And so for the strong person,
wow, man,
I want you to give yourself permission to stop being God of your life. And when you give yourself permission to stop being God of your life and in the life of other people, then you give yourself permission to really see what he has available for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it will blow your mind. It'll blow your mind.
Incredible. Do you think you grieved properly?
I grieve as best way I knew how at the time.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
It's a great answer.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's enough now?
It's never be enough. I don't know how it's going to show up. I don't know. I don't think it's an end date to the grief.
Really?
No, I don't. I don't.
I don't like that answer.
I know you don't. I know. But here's the thing. It doesn't mean that it has to be destructive. We love our mom. Grief is an expression of a loss. Grief is the feeling we have when we lose someone we love or something we love. So grief means I loved her. I'm never going to stop loving her. I loved her, and I loved her deeply. And so sometimes that love takes my breath away, and it just hit me in my gut like, oh. And sometimes that love has me laughing crazy uncontrollably when she was literally telling this lady that she was going to stab her in the liver. Mom, did you say that?
In the liver?
In the liver.
How do you know this the liver, though?
Because, listen, you don't even know what the liver is, but my mom was saved and wretched. And so people, they stabbed people in the fifth rib, which was the liver. She was Bible trained. I stab in the liver. You were stabbing the liver? Why would you stab in the liver, though? Because she'll die fast. Mama, right. You was wretched and ruthless. So then I'm laughing at that story because she was so scary. Like in that moment, she was brave. But I say this about my mom. She was the most fearfully courageous woman I know. You are so scary and courageous at the same time.
Wow, man. Wow.
I mean, she was scary, but she was bold. And so, sometimes when I think about her, I just crack up. So yeah, I'm not gonna ever stop grieving. It just doesn't take me out every time.
I think God, I'm sure in my experience, God will give you what you need, or he will make sure that you have what you need to thrive. Like I didn't cry at the funeral, but I didn't cry until I had dreams about her. And she came to me in my dreams twice. I think I told you about this.
Yes, you did. Mm-hmm.
Twice. And sometimes I'm like, man, you gonna come back in the dream?
Right,
Mom, come in the dream?
Right.
But I feel like anything that you have to let go of, or for that matter, hold on to, or become. I just know that there is a system in place that can help facilitate that for you if you make the commitment to the process. It's a process. You make a commitment to that, God will bring into your life. He'll bring into your life people that you didn't even know existed. That's why you blessed me today. You blessed me with the whole idea of there is somebody that is going to rock with you like you are.
Yep.
Somebody you ain't got to qualify for. Somebody that sees you as you are and they rock with you just as you are.
Yep.
I feel like this, and then we close. I feel like if you're talking about having a person to walk beside you, I think that person needs to be, if you're a 5, they need to be a 5 or a 4 or a 6, one level up or down. A mentor or a mentee doesn't need to be any more than 2 levels up. 2 levels up. If you got a mentor, that mentor needs to be, if you're a 5, needs to be no more than a 7. Well, I see somebody that's a 9 or a 10. That's cool. And what you told me, you was like, hey, no, they ain't gonna have time for you.
Yep.
Yeah, they can help you, but then they gonna have time for you. You can be frustrated. 2 levels up. And if you're gonna mentor someone, if you're a 5, no more than a 3, because you have the patience for 2 levels down and the grace for 2 levels up. The person that's above you, that's going to be your mentor, 2 levels up. So I think that there is a community for everybody that really needs that community, because we all need a community.
Yes.
And I think Significant Life, I think you can find, for my sisters, you can find that community. How do people get all the details?
Just go to mysignificantlife.org.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's it?
Yep. Yeah, that's it. That's it. mysignificantlife.org. And you'll find out, and you can download the podcast on other places where podcasts are. Significant Life Podcast with Janice Anderson. But yeah.
All right, good. Yeah. Very good. One final thing about you is that you're very gracious.
Thank you.
You said generous earlier, but you're very gracious. You know how to celebrate someone. Sometimes it'd be like super, like rainbows and glitter and unicorn poots and stuff. It's like, well, hey, man, come on, really? Yay! Okay, Janice. Okay, thank you. But I think that has a lot to do with why you are who you are. You know, God is, he's attracted to our praise.
Yes.
And we are like our Father.
Yes.
And so when you praise, you celebrate people. I think it draws people closer to you, and it draws God closer to you.
Yep.
So you got God all over you.
Thank you.
I'm preaching. I need to send you my Cash App because, you know, I'm good. Well, whoa. Okay. Don't doubt me.
I'm not doubting you at all.
I feel a little doubt in your spirit on that one.
It was just send you the Cash App. I thought you were saying, I'm going to send you, I want your Cash App. But that ain't what you said.
Well, the link is in the bio. I appreciate you, Janice. mysignificantlife.org.
Yes, thank you for
Janice Anderson, Moruwa Consulting, and
Significant Life. Thank you, Katie, for having me. It's been great.